heaven and help. There is a correspondence of heaven with all things of the earth. 3. To heaven. So all things contrary to divine order correspond to hell. The things that correspond to heaven have relation to good and truth. Those things that correspond to hell have relation to evil and falsity. 114. Something will now be said about the knowledge of correspondences and its use. It was said above that the spiritual world, which is heaven, is conjoined to the natural world by means of correspondences. Therefore, by means of correspondences, communication with heaven is granted to man. For the angels of heaven do not think from natural things, as man does. Consequently, when man is in the knowledge of correspondences, he is able, in regard to the thoughts of his mind, to be together with the angels, and thus, as to his spiritual or internal man, to be conjoined with them. In order that there may be conjunction of heaven with man, the Word has been written by means of pure correspondences. For all things in it in general and particular are correspondences. If man, therefore, were in the knowledge of correspondences, he would understand the Word as to its spiritual sense and would thereby be enabled to know arcana of which he sees nothing in the sense of the letter. For in the Word there is a literal sense and this is a spiritual sense. The literal sense consists of such things as are in the world, but the spiritual sense of such things as are in heaven. And since the conjunction of heaven with the world is by means of correspondences, therefore such a word was given in which the details down to the least jot iota are in correspondence. The Word has been written by means of pure correspondences. By means of the Word man has conjunction with heaven. Concerning the spiritual sense of the Word, see the little work on the white horse described in the Revelation. 115. I have been taught from heaven that the most ancient peoples on our earth, who were celestial men, thought from correspondences themselves the natural things of the world before their eyes, serving them as the means of thinking in this way. Being of such character, they were in fellowship with angels and spoke with them. Thus, through them heaven was conjoined to the world. For this reason, that period was called the Golden Age, of which it is said by ancient writers that the inhabitants of heaven dwelt with men and associated with them as friends with friends. But, after their times, there succeeded those who thought not from correspondences themselves but from a knowledge of correspondences. And there was then also a conjunction of heaven with man, but not so intimate. Their period is what is called the Silver Age. After this, there followed men who had some knowledge of correspondences but did not think from that knowledge, on account of their being in natural good and not, like those before them, in spiritual good. This period was called the Copper Age. After those times, men gradually became external, and finally corporeal, and then the knowledge of correspondences was completely lost, and with it the true idea of heaven and of the many things pertaining to heaven. And people, Silver signifies the spiritual good in which were the ancient people after them, and copper signifies the natural good in which were the next posterity, while iron, from which the last age was named, signifies hard truth apart from good. Gold, from correspondence, signifies celestial good, and silver signifies spiritual good, or truth from a celestial origin, but copper signifies natural good and iron signifies truth in the ultimate of order. Next, I will post an article that says, "The Sun in Heaven." Thank you.